By actual people who use actual facts, Donald Trump is getting absolutely roasted for what was the worst speech ever at any convention in presidential history, and frankly, perhaps any speech ever. Like, what in the world was that last night? Donald Trump rambling on about Hannibal Lecter and his late great Hannibal Lecter friend, the fictional cannibal. Donald Trump talking about his friendship with the authoritarian from Hungary, Viktor Orban. Donald Trump saying how the dictator of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, he misses me. Donald Trump talking about how the next Republican National Convention should be held in Venezuela. Donald Trump thought that Scott Walker was still the governor of Wisconsin, even though it's a Democratic governor, Tony Evers. And he said, "What a great job you're doing, Governor Walker." Walker wasn't the governor since about 2019. Donald Trump then praised Kid Rock. He had Dana White, who slapped his wife. Dana White slapped his own wife, give the introduction. You had Hulk Hogan rip off his shirt. Like, what in the world is even going on? I'll show you some of the clips. I did other videos of it. And one of the most incredible things, though, is this mask-off moment where all of the corporate media was there to propagandize this. And it was objectively the worst speech ever, yet the media was like, oh, Hulk Hogan gave the most compelling speech I ever heard. Or you had Van Jones after Donald Trump rambling about Hannibal Lecter go, oh, this had the energy of Obama's convention in 2008. They think we're stupid. They think we don't get this. But at the end of the day, you, the corporate media, you've all been exposed. Let me just show you some of the lowlights quickly. Then let me show you what the media said. Then let me show you just what President Biden's, we need a cleanse of this video. So let me show you what President Biden's been saying and posting. Obviously, he's recovering from COVID right now. But here's what Donald Trump said. Here, Donald Trump talks about the late, great Hannibal Lecter, his friend. Play the clip.
They're coming from prisons. They're coming from jails. They're coming from mental institutions and insane asylums. You know, the press is always on me because I say this. Has anyone seen Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He'd love to have you for dinner.
Then Donald Trump talks about how Kim Jong-un must miss him. Play the clip.
I got along very well. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, I got along very well with him. The press hated when I said that. How could you get along with him? Well, you know, it's nice to get along with somebody who has a lot of nuclear weapons or otherwise, isn't it? See, in the old days, they'd say, that's a wonderful thing. Now they say, how could you possibly do that? But no, I got along with him, and we stopped the missile launches from North Korea. Now North Korea is acting up again, but when we get back, I get along with him. He'd like to see me back, too. I think he misses me, if you want to know the truth.
Then Donald Trump brags how the Taliban called him His Excellency. He said, they probably don't call Biden Your Excellency, but they call Donald Trump His Excellency. Here, play the clip.
And he said, I understand Your Excellency. He called me Your Excellency. I wonder if he calls the other guy Your Excellency. I doubt it. The other guy gave him everything. I mean, what kind of a deal was that? He walked out, gave him everything.
Then Donald Trump talks about his friend Viktor Orban, the authoritarian from Hungary. Here, play that clip.
And you saw this. Hungary, strong country, run by very powerful, tough leaders, tough guy. Press doesn't like him because he's tough. And he came out recently. They were asking him at an interview, the whole world is exploding. What's happening? What's going on? Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, very tough man. He said, I don't want people coming into my country and blowing up our shopping centers and killing.
Then Donald Trump uses a racist term and calls COVID the China virus. Play that clip.
But I don't even talk about it because of COVID. I don't even mention it, frankly, because of what happened with the China virus.
All right, so that was Donald Trump speaking, right? Now let me show you, this is what the other kind of key speaker, one of the main speakers before Trump, was Hulk Hogan. And here's what Hulk Hogan had to say. Here, play the clip.
All you lowlifes, all you scumbags, all you drug dealers, and all you crooked politicians need to answer one question, brother. What you gonna do when Donald Trump and all the Trumpomaniacs run wild on you?
And then here's another clip of Hulk Hogan. Play the clip.
You know something? I've seen some great tag teams in my time. Hulk Hogan and, ooh yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage.
And then Hulk Hogan made his closing argument to undecided voters with this. Play the clip.
But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States? Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
What are we even talking about there? And here, by the way, was the MAGA Republican governor of West Virginia, Jim Justice. He said, we're unhinged. We're going to get unhinged. Here, play this clip.
Bottom line to every single thing that's going on in this great country today is one thing. We become totally unhinged if Donald Trump is not elected in November.
And this as you had the people in the crowd holding up signs that said mass deportation now. And you had the MAGA Republican governor of Texas, Greg Abbott. He gave a speech where then the crowd started chanting, send them back, send them back, send them home. Here, play the clip.
He will enforce the immigration laws. He will fight the Mexican drug cartels. And he will arrest the criminal illegal immigrants and put them behind bars. Or send them back.
Hey, Ben Meiselas here. I hope you are enjoying that video. I just wanted to take a brief moment to talk about climate policy. It often gets overlooked, but I think it is so critical. You may know by now, as part of Donald Trump's Project 2025, they want to gut all of President Biden's policies regarding improving our climate. And in a new poll from Data Progress, it shows that voters broadly reject all of the attacks on the climate that are part of Donald Trump's Project 2025. Take a look at this most recent poll. When it comes to keeping current protections in place for national parks and monuments, preserving these and other public lands from oil and gas drilling, 75% of likely voters favor that. Prioritizing environmental justice and taking action to clean up pollution and improve public health in disadvantaged communities, about 69 to 70% of voters approve that. Protecting the consumer tax credits and instant rebates that can lower energy costs for families by $1,800 that were included in the recently passed Clean Energy Plan, 66% of voters support that. Defending the Environmental Protection Agency and upholding its ability to enforce existing rules and offer essential environmental and public health protections, 61% of likely voters support that. I can go on and on and on, but voters support the current initiatives regarding our climate, and they disfavor the attempts by Donald Trump to attack and destroy our climate. I thought it was important to share that with you. I want to go back now to the video you've just been watching. That is our climate update here at the MeidasTouch Network. And then, by the way, Donald Trump fell asleep when his son Don Jr. was speaking. You see him right there. You had Matt Gaetz with the weird Botox. You had Kevin McCarthy was calling Matt Gaetz a pedo. I mean, this is what was going on in the convention. So while all of that was happening, okay, what was the media doing? What were they saying? Here's NBC. Here's what they had to say about Hulk Hogan. Play the clip.
People like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan gave what I would say is probably the best speech at this convention so far, and there have been speeches that have blown the roof off this place. People who love the conservative politics here, who love MAGA. Hogan came in here, he did something completely different. He also was just entertaining, right? He was funny, he made people laugh, and even if you don't care for the politics here, he might have entertained you. And on top of that...
Okay, NBC. Like the most bizarre behavior by corporate media. It's like, okay, we know you had your script at this point to root for Trump, but like, it's so foolish and so embarrassing right now. And here's Anderson Cooper saying, like, Hulk Hogan really brought it. He really brought it. Here, play the clip.
And even tonight, I mean, Hulk Hogan, of all people, probably reached an audience which hasn't paid a lot of attention, hasn't listened to Trump speeches before, and did it in an extraordinarily compelling way. I mean, I'm not a devotee like Scott of WrestleMania.
Dude, what are you talking about? This is the United States of America. This isn't WWE cosplay fascism. What are you, Hulk Hogan? Look, these are serious issues for the American people. When you're Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt off, like, what in the world are you even talking about here? Oh, and then, by the way, this is what Van Jones said, where he compared what you just saw right there and the enthusiasm in that room to the Obama 2008 convention. Really, Van Jones? Really? Here, play the clip.
So that's why people are so mad about it.
We are like minutes away from Hulk Hogan, Dana White.
So who do they want to run against? Let's talk about that.
I want to say something.
So we can have an academic.
You know what? You see something? I want to say something. This spirit that this guy has, you guys think this because he's drunk? He's not. This whole thing is like this. And it's
he's drunk on the purpose.
Hey, guys, the last time I was in a convention that felt like this was Obama 2008. There's something happening
You
where...
just wrote a headline, by the way.
What's that?
You just wrote a headline with that comment.
Just like Obama, Trump is showing in this convention, he has the capacity to alter the composition of the electorate. That is
the difference between 2008 and now is that Obama was actually popular outside of his own party, and that's not the case.
I don't think we should overstate it.
So that's what the media was saying. What do you think some of the voters were saying? Here's one of the voters saying that Donald Trump just lied the whole time. Play the clip.
So I gave his speech a D. It started out great, but then he went into mistruths and grievances and attacks, and it just totally contradicted itself in terms of what he wanted to achieve with unity.
All the grade you gave.
Here's what another voter said in the CNN panel. Play the clip.
His rhetoric hasn't changed about the election, 2020 election, and I'm really concerned that we're going to have another issue depending on who wins. So, I'm just really praying that if Trump wins, the guardrails of democracy will hold.
Okay, let's compare that to what President Biden's been posting as he's been recovering from COVID. President Biden wrote, "A hard day's work should lead to a fair day's pay. That's why we are extending overtime protections to 1 million workers making less than $43,888 a year. That means higher paychecks and more time with the family for millions of Americans." Then President Biden posted, "I'm proud to be a lifetime member of the NAACP, and I was honored to speak at their 115th National Convention." And here was a clip that President Biden posted a few days ago, but they're reposting. He goes, "Look, I know I'm not a young guy, but I've gotten more done as president than anyone." Here, play this clip.
The idea that I'm the old guy, I am. I'm old. But I'm only 3 years older than Trump, number one. And number two, my mental acuity's been pretty damn good. I've gotten more done than any president has in a long, long time, in 3.5 years. So I'm willing to be judged on that. I understand.
Here, President Biden condemns violence in politics. Play the clip.
The first reaction was, my God, look, there's so much violence now, the way we talk about it. I mean, the whole notion that there is this, there's no place at all for violence in politics in America. None. Zero. And we've reached a point where it's become too commonplace, not assassinations, but to talk about it. For example, the January 6th, the attack on the Capitol.
And here President Biden talks about being the first and only president to be with unions on the picket line. Play the clip.
Folks, I'm proud to say I'm the first and only president in American history to walk a picket line. Because I know when labor does well, everybody does well. That's not hyperbole. I came to Michigan to walk that picket line. I stood shoulder to shoulder with the United Auto Workers, the greatest auto workers in the world. And I want you to know, I promise you, I give you my word as a Biden, I'll always have your back, because you've always had mine. Remember what Donald Trump did when I was here walking the picket line? He gave a speech at a non-union shop. So when Trump comes here to tell you how great he is for the auto industry, remember this. When Trump was president, we lost 86,000 jobs in unions. And I created 275,000 auto jobs in America. In fact, what's been true in the auto industry is true all over America. Since I became president, we've created nearly 16 million new jobs nationwide. 390,000 of those jobs right here in Michigan. We created 800,000 manufacturing jobs nationwide, including 24,000 in Michigan. Unemployment is down to 4%, record lows for more than 2 years. Historic low unemployment for Hispanics, Black, Asian Americans, including here in Michigan. Look.
Okay, now compare that to what Donald Trump said when Donald Trump attacked the UAW union during his speech. Play the clip.
And right now, as we speak, large factories just started, are being built across the border in Mexico. So with all the other things happening on our border, and they're being built by China to make cars and to sell them into our country. No tax, no anything. The United Auto Workers ought to be ashamed for allowing this to happen. And the leader of the United Auto Workers should be fired immediately. And every single auto worker, union and non-union, should be voting for Donald Trump, because we're going to bring back car manufacturing, and we're going to bring it back fast.
To which the UAW said that Donald Trump is the ultimate scab. So they said, is a scab and a billionaire, and that's who he represents. We know which side we're on, not his. A powerful statement by the UAW. And then Donald Trump had his lawyer, Alina Habba, speak. And here's what she said about the song that Donald Trump said that he was going to be playing. And this is what he told her. Play the clip.
President Trump also has another love: music. A few years ago, he wanted me to hear a new song he had selected for an upcoming rally. I could hear it blaring in the background at Mar-a-Lago. He landed on a song called "Hold On, I'm Coming."
Okay. Anyway, let's keep building this thing together, folks, okay? We're in this together. There's a lot of hope here. There's momentum. There's going to be up days. There's going to be down days. We're in this together, though. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Thank you for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.